Hello everybody, and welcome back to Dakman Productions, and also welcome to Conahey Rail. We'll be doing another comparison today between the MTH Premier, the Lionel Standard O, and the Atlas O covered hopper cars today, or the covered green hopper cars. Before we get started, let me put my typical disclaimer out there. This review is going to be based as fair as possible, but will also be in my own opinion. You guys can make up your own mind once I show you all the details of what you like better. And remember, when I go shopping for freight cars for Conahey Rail, I'm looking for the best detail car, the most accurate car, and the proper scale length car. Sometimes a manufacturer will try to make a scale car, but they fall short on the actual scale length. Such example would be the comparing the MTH Autorack with the Lionel Autorack, which I have done, and you can check out that video on the Dakman Productions YouTube channel. I have done that comparison, and MTH falls short on the scale length by quite a bit. Today we'll be reviewing the Atlas O PS4427 green covered hopper car, the Lionel PS4427 covered hopper car. This just came out last year, and that is about 2 years old. And then also I threw in the mix this MTH Premier high side covered hopper car. So this is the Atlas O PS4427 covered hopper car. The PS stands for Pullman Standard. These were built by Pullman Standard. And this is a typical grain hopper that you would actually see back in the day. And they hauled other things besides grain. They could haul wheat, soybeans. There was a variety of things these long covered hopper cars were actually used for. And you saw them a lot at grain facilities and stuff like that. Lionel also made a PS4427 covered grain hopper, and this one's in the cargo roading. This actually existed. These were around in the early 70s, if I remember correctly, this particular paint scheme. Cargo really had these, so this is based on a real true grain hopper. And in this case, Lionel really stepped up their game on coming out with these hopper cars, and you guys will see that during the comparison video. This is the MTH Premier, what they call their high side grain hopper, and even though there's no specific model number like Atlas O and Lionel, they just call it their high side hopper. I decided to go ahead and throw that into the mix so you guys can see all three manufacturers. So this is the Atlas O Master Series PS4427 grain hopper. It has quite a bit of detail to it. I'll let you guys look at the graphics. And if I get too close to the camera, then it'll just blur, so I'm trying to stay away at a proper distance so you guys can see the actual details on this thing. What's nice about this particular Atlas O Master Series is the laser cut or realistic see-through grading on here. I always enjoyed that with Atlas O Master Series. I mean, they really have some nice detail. These hatches actually do really open, but I rather not open them because there is, if you look real close, there's fine detailing on those hinges. So it looks like it wouldn't take much to break that. It makes it like fragile. I know I opened up one and I had a heck of a time closing it, so I don't open them up anymore. And the end details on these things are really nice. I'm trying to get this to where it really shows the end details. You can see the tank in there. I know the lighting isn't the best. I probably should have put this out in better lighting. Let me hold the camera up. I could probably do better this way. There we go. So there you go. There's your tank detail. Your airlines. I mean, this is what you can expect from Atlas O. I mean, they did a really nice job, including putting the car number on the end. I mean, look at that see-through grate. The airline on the coupler. They also have, which I'll show you here in a minute, rotating wheel bearing caps, but I can't do it holding the camera and the car at the same time. I mean, just the level. Hold on here. I gotta turn this around. My hand won't turn like that. Just to see the air piping inside and the level of detail that you get from an Atlas is so cool. I'm 100% happy with this particular hypercar. I would buy a ton more of these things. Okay, I'm going to set the camera down so we can look at the rotating wheel bearing cap trucks. As you can see, the caps spin, the bearing caps. So that makes it a real nice freight car, for sure. Once again, this is the Atlas O Master Series PS4427. If you're looking for realistic green cars, I do highly recommend these. Okay, here's the Lionel version of the PS4427. Lionel also stepped up their game. There is a couple of informational charts missing off of this, like the rebuild charts and all that stuff that the Atlas O does feature and have. So there's a couple decals that are missing off of this, but I don't think it's that much of a big deal. But the Atlas O does beat it out, at least in that area. So it's missing two decals that should be on this car. Now once again, I'll probably have to pick up the camera to show you the front details, but I'll show you. Alright, so Lionel also put in an air tank and air piping. They did a pretty nice job here. Even catching the valves and stuff. I mean, they really did really nice job on this car. They did also they did the end road number as it should be. One thing I like about this Lionel over the Atlas is that they used a realistic chain, it looks like. You can really see it on here for the brake wheel. I like the chain detail on this car better than the Atlas O. The individual steps for to go up to the roof are really refined. They're really nice. I like that too. I mean, it's really truly realistic as far as the thickness of the steps and stuff. So the details on this are pretty nice. Of course, the only drawback on this car I don't care for is the thumbtack coupler, where MTH and Atlas O have the airlines going to their couplers. And as you can see, I have a band around mine because the Atlas or the Lionel thumbtack couplers can be pretty troublesome, and they open while your train's going around, then it disconnects from the train. You connect it, and then it opens again and again. So I just put a band around my couplers to keep them locked. So that's one thing that I do on my railroad, so I can have something that's reliable and I don't have to worry about. Alright, let's take a look at the other end. Alright, so missing from this end of the car is, no, it's there. There it is. Okay, there's the airline right there. It's just a little bit thinner. As you can see, it's got the proper end card details. I'm not sure if it doesn't look that way, but I don't think the hatches on this one open. Matter of fact, I'm sure that they don't, because I'm looking at it now. I never tried to open them, but and if they did, it wouldn't open realistically. But the see-through grating on top is pretty nice and crisp compared to their early tank cars. And you can see the handrail in there. Alright, so let's move on to the MTH. The Lionel also features rotating wheelbarrow cap trucks and the detailed springs. Of course, these are die cast. the downfall to the trucks is thumb tack couplers. I wish for a scale car they would make a more realistic coupler. Okay, here's the MTH. Hold on. Here's the MTH Premier high side hopper. These are the graphs that I was telling you about that was missing on the Lionel version. These are the two decals that should have been on the Lionel. But MTH did capture the details and the graphics on this as well. I'll try and get as close as I can without blurring it. So as you can see, they captured some nice graphics on these. And the Premier's scale, I find the ladders and the details on these things pretty nice. Here's the top. Nice, crisp, see-through grate. And it does look like, I haven't tried it on this car, but it does look like the hatches do open. I see that they do have hinges on them. It's just that I'm afraid of always opening these things. To see if they really open. Because sometimes the details are so good, but it also makes them very fragile, in my opinion. Alright, so we'll look at the end pieces, or the end. Alright, so here's the end of the car. MTH also has nice details such as the air tank, the piping. They did a nice job on that brake wheel too. And the brake wheel chain, I like that. They have realistic airlines. Let's take a look underneath here. So in comparison, the undercarriage is basically the same. The only thing I see missing under here would be the air tank actuated emergency brake that the other two ones featured. And this is an older MTH Premier, to be fair, but still, even for an older piece, it's pretty nice. The MTH trucks do not feature rotating wheel bearing caps once again. MTH does sell those. You could swap them out. And that would make this car more comparable to the Atlas O. So, by far my favorite piece that I like the best out of all these would be the Atlas O. You can't beat the Atlas O Master Series as far as the details, the realism, the accuracy of the scale length, and it's just such a high quality product. which is why it makes it more expensive than compared to Lionel MTH, because you are getting more. I mean, if you don't care about detail, then you're not a detailed type of person, then I can understand why you would buy something a little bit more reasonable. It would be a hard choice between the MTH and the Lionel as far as which one's better. I don't like the Lionel trucks. I wish they would have made trucks that had airlines on them and not them big fat thumbtack couplers on them. The Lionel version is also missing those two black placards. Should have been on here as well, which MTH captures and Atlas captures. So this is missing two decals on it. So I probably would rate the MTH better because of that, those two things. Even though the MTH does not feature roller wheel bearing caps, you could take these trucks off. MTH does sell them, change them out, and you would have something very comparable to the Atlas O. So I guess my choice would be from 1, 2, 3 would be Atlas O being number 1, of course. Swap out the trucks on the MTH because they are available. That would make it number 2. And then 3, because I don't like the Lionel thumbtack couplers. They should have airlines on them, and it's missing 2 decals that should be on there. Alright, so let's go to the price point here, because people like to have a price point. For the Atlas O Master Series, you'll be paying right around $65, depending on your hobby shop that you're buying it from. The Lionel sells for a bit more money at $78. And looks like I'm going to have to make a correction on my video. I thought this was a high side hopper. I just did a little bit of research. This is actually a MTH PS-2CD hopper. They sell for right around $65. So that's the proper name for this. I probably should have pulled out the box, but that was already out on my layout, so I just pulled it out. But that's actually MTH, once again, correction, MTH PS-2CD, sells for $65. So, price comparing, you're going to get the most bang for your buck for the Atlas O. The Lionel is more expensive, but in my opinion, it's number 3 because of the trucks and the 2 decals that are missing. And then the MTH is about the same price as the Atlas O. But if you were to swap out the trucks on the MTH, that would make it a higher price than the Lionel Cargo or the Atlas O. So keep that in mind. Even though if you buy this for $65, you're going to spend about another $20, $25 for a set of trucks for it. So that actually pushes the price up on that car. Unless you sell the trucks that are on it on eBay to offset some of the cost. So I hope you enjoyed another one of my comparison videos. Once again, this is done in my own opinion. And based on what I look for Conahay Rail. And we'll be doing a couple more of these videos comparing, and only because it was a request. And as I see different things I can show you guys, I'll bring that to you. And thanks again for joining DAC Band Productions. We'll see you guys later.